What is going on, guys? It's the Green Room, and it's 1st of April, and we are having so much fun here. Today we have Andy, Barry, Kelly, Duncan, and this foolish Norwegian. So, how has your week been going? Who wants to start the show today? Who wants to go? Duncan or Kelly?
Duncan was pointing. He had.
Did Duncan? Yeah, go.
It's awesome. Thank you. Everything is class. Been playing a load of games, and I can't speak. I'm just going to go me, and it's been great playing a lot of games. Me and Ginger have been playing a Sea of Thieves.
Ginger. Oh, I am going to kill him. Ginger.
Oh no.
I'm going to throw at you.
Yeah, that's for Barry.
Barry, but I thought he would have played at me.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see it, but I've got mine.
Yeah. So I've been playing some Sea of Thieves. I've been playing some Assassin's Creed, and I just muted myself and other things as well. I haven't actually downloaded Outriders because I'm not actually I'm not that keen on that at this moment in time. But I think I might download it over the weekend to give it a wee word.
Okay. How has Kelly's week been going?
My week's been going good. I've actually been playing Watch Dogs.
Oh, nice. That's a great game. Yeah.
And Duncan was kindly and bought it for me after the free weekend. So I have been actually enjoying that game.
Very, very good. That's a really fun game. So,
just out of interest, have you played the others, Kelly?
No, but just that one.
I was just gonna.
It was free for the weekend, so I sort of downloaded it and decided to play it. And running people over in London was actually quite fun.
I have to say the game looked magnificent. I think it looked absolutely outstanding, and I can't believe how well it runs and just plays on the Series X. Sorry, but it does look. I was astounded when I actually went to play it because I've played it in other places as well, and it just blew me away and just how well and everything it looked.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It is. So, Barry, how are you? Week been going? And
busy week, good week. I've had plenty of time to game. So, what have I played this week? I've played some PES. I've played some Dirt 5. And I started my journey on It Takes Two at the weekend as well.
Nice. How is that game? Is it good, or how do you feel about it?
It's had a really strong start. I've really enjoyed kind of the way they've kind of decided to tell the story, and with the cutscenes, and then kind of the way the game just kind of unfolds and plays. It feels nice and smooth. The controls are simple, and the fact that it is a co-op game. Makes it even better because then obviously you've got the option to either play it locally or obviously play multiplayer co-op and kind of share it with a friend code. But I've really enjoyed it. I was playing it with my wife, and there's some bits in it that are great. It's definitely thankfully not in our sense, but I can definitely see it being a relationship tester. Because there are points in the game where you kind of have to hand physical control over to the other person, and you're kind of sat watching, waiting for that person to kind of complete those tasks, because you've got things that are color coded to to each of the characters, and only that color coded person in terms of those actions can go and carry them out. So there are some points where you're kind of sat looking on, and there becomes kind of conversation, and the obvious G'ing up to say yes, jump there, no, not there, jump there, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I can imagine if I actually said to Duncan, I can imagine him and Kelly playing it, and I can imagine the two of them shouting at each other. To be honest,
live stream.
It would. Do you know what? It would be comedy gold to watch that on a live stream. It really would.
I just feel my stress levels rising just you talking about that.
You can see it. The steam.
The language.
Oh.
Yeah, all of those things were going through my head. I was just thinking, I could see it now. I could see Duncan going, "What are you doing?" And then all sorts of fruitful language coming out afterwards.
So, Andy, how have you been doing, and what have you been playing?
I'm really good. I received something in the post today, which I want to thank Duncan and Kelly, but mainly Kelly, let's face it, for this.
Nice.
Now, if obviously, if you're listening to the podcast later on, I've just shown the Among Us t-shirt that they gave me, which is amazing. This is what these guys are like, just so you know.
I supervised.
They're not as bad as everyone makes out. That's all I'm going to say. What have I been playing? I have been playing Dirt 5, learning how to build the tracks and trying to just get through the Korea. Is it Korea? I want to say it's Korea.
Yeah.
Because I noticed I had quite a lot of like ones where, because you follow the map along. I generally hadn't filled a lot of them. I'd just gone and hopped through them all, so I had to go back. My OCD was killing me when I realised there was no gold marks on some of them. So I had to go back and play that. I loaded up last night, or was it yesterday? Outriders preloaded, because you can do that. And played about 5 minutes this morning before I realised I had to go to work. And regretted not calling in sick.
Yeah, that's great. What have I been playing? I've been just putting in videos and playing, downloading and deleting video games all the time because I just want to play everything. But the mostly I've been playing is Dirt 5. I've been going back to an old game, but that is on PC actually, and that is Battlefield Bad Company 2. That single story there is amazing. It is the best Battlefield. If you want a single player experience, that's the most fun single player on a Battlefield game, in my opinion. What else I've been playing? I've been playing a little bit ESO, and I've been playing Skyrim. And I tried today on Xcloud on my tablet Outriders, and it actually did not. It worked really well for me to play that game on tablet. So the Xcloud works really good, in my opinion. So that's what I've been playing right now. Yes, Dirt 5. I'm actually good in some driving game, and that is Dirt 5 career mode. I finally found my game.
So the problem with Dirt 5 is, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very similar thing to a lot of like the EA games where you play them by yourself and you start to really feel like you're actually good at it. And then you go online and play some 5-year-old who kicks your complete behind.
Don't say that.
You just feel like completely useless. And then go back to career mode and you start winning again. And it's just like...
Yeah. I just felt good for 5 seconds when I won a race. Yeah. So, anything else interesting to tell us?
There's one game I missed out, Happy, that will make you happy that I've kind of jumped in to play it. And I played through the first couple of missions on Star Wars Squadrons.
Woo! That's a great game. I love that game. Yeah, I forgot to say that too. I played some of that.
And here's a game I've been talking about all week, and I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
Barry knows.
I do now, yeah.
Naruto Boy. I have been playing that as an 80s sort of cyberpunk Metroidvania. It's a game which I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it is.
Was that the game you deleted?
No, that wasn't the game I deleted. I completed the game this week, which I deleted after about 5 seconds. After I completed, I got the easy 1,000 gamer score. Or speaking of that, who came top of the achievement list? Are we talking?
Okay, it was Andy. It was definitely Barry.
Yeah, okay, we're not talking about it.
I couldn't keep up with the multiple thousands that you seem to be racking up in the month of March.
It's not going to be like that next. It's not going to be like that this month.
No, that's because you found all these silly games.
I have to ask as well. Right, so you guys have got the Kishi, haven't you?
Yes.
Right, which version have you got? Because I've gone onto the store and there's 2 versions. There's one for Android and there's one for Android but Xbox.
Yeah.
Right, which one have you got?
The one for iOS.
You got Cam.
My Android one is the standard one, not the Xbox one.
So you can still play the Xbox stuff.
Yeah, the only difference is a couple of keys.
And I think it's more expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's like 10 quid more, and that's why I was like, I don't really want to pay £10 more if it does exactly the same job. I'd rather save £10 because I'm cheap.
If I remember correctly, it's like 2 keys, I think, maybe.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the Xbox logo, does it? But I'm assuming, does it still start up your... Well, you don't need to start your machine, will you?
No.
So what... What's the point in it?
Just so you feel a little bit more comfortable with the home button.
Okay. I'm just going to draw it on then. I'll just draw it on over the home button.
Just put a white sticker saying push here.
Yeah.
So, we had an event last week, didn't we? That event was quite long. Some have said, and we all know. Is there some games that you're really hyped for playing on that? Who wants to start this talk? Let's start with Barry.
I don't know. I got myself ready then. I don't know what it was. I knew you were coming to me.
Or someone else if you're not ready.
No, I'm good to go. I think the thing that goes without saying is there were so many games announced last week. So in some respects, it kind of was a bit like a kid in a candy shop. However, there is a bit of something for everybody within there. I think the ones that probably, if I remember correctly, stood out for me is Art of Rally. Because I have been playing Absolute Drift. And obviously, Art of Rally is made by the same team, and it does look like it looks like it's going to be a bundle of fun. I'm quite tempted by Chivalry 2. It looks like, it could kind of go either way, but it's quite brutal, quite violent, and kind of obviously set in the medieval times. So that could be an interesting one. And then the other one that I'm going to pick out, I'll stick it to 3. We'll stick it 3. Is 12 minutes. Yeah, I thought that kind of looked like it was could be quite an interesting one. That whole concept of kind of that feeling of kind of the world turning upside down and and all that sort of stuff. I think it could be a really interesting one.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone else that want to jump on? And Andy,
I'll go. Okay, well, it's not coming to cloud, is it? But Moon Glow Bay, I really like the look of, mainly for the fact that it's the guys from Kurtzink who've done it.
I've got good news for you, Andy.
Is it? Is it?
Yes.
Oh, excellent! That's well. That means I can mention it in this show.
We talk
So-
about all Xbox. That's fine, totally fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, I thought it looked amazing. Anyway, before I saw who'd made it, or who the developers were, or who the publishers were. Sorry, but yeah, it looks really good. There's a lot of depth into it. I think that maybe like has been overlooked. Even though they were one of the ones who actually had the like behind the scenes video on that took the hours that actually ended up filling that show with. And Rust. And I don't really want to mention too much more about Rust because I feel like it might bring up some sore points in the community of other communities, but I think it looks really good on console, and I can't wait to see it on there.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, Duncan.
I'll jump in here. Games I like. I'm actually already playing Rooted Boy, which is on this list, but again, that is already being played. Moonglow Bay. I think that is the perfect game for cloud. Full stop. Never mind being on Xbox. It has got the Animal Crossing sort of vibes, lots of fishing. You can just jump in and jump out. I think there's going to be lots of same things. If you're in a queue when someone's out shopping, you can just jump in and do some fishing here or things like that. The other games, I'm not a fan of this franchise at all. However, what I've seen of it has actually got me intrigued, and that is Hello Neighbor 2. And I am just for the AI stuff they're doing, it's probably going to be a lot of overhype and stuff, but it has got me interested. Obviously, there's Chivalry too, but I'm going to pick up another cloud game. We'll bring this down just so I can see. Art of Rally looks like an interesting game as well. And it's not a cloud game, but I'm going to mention it because it's coming to Game Pass. Is the second Extinction. I'm pretty sure that's the dinosaur killing game, isn't it? And you go around killing the dinosaurs, and it's teamwork at that. I've got my eyes on that game as well. And that would be me.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kelly, was there something that stand out for you in that show?
There was, but I don't know what the name of it was. It was the very, very first one that they put on.
The first one, that was the shooting. Yeah. What was the name of that game again? Anyone remember? It stands still for me right now.
Was the Ascent early on?
Was it the Exo Mechana?
Exo. Yeah, that was the one. I think it was the shooting guy.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. So I am.
Yeah. It looks really fun. So, yeah, it was a long show, as I said. We all know that. I like the one that Kelly told about, the Exo game. I find that can be a really cool game. My number one is Moonglow Bay because I like the 80s. I like Animal Crossing, and I love fishing. So this is just perfect game for me. I love everything in that game. It felt a little Stranger Thing in it too, like it's mysterious stuff, and it looks cool. Stalker 2 is a game that I'm really interested in. The technology there looks amazing. And Rust, that is also a game that I really looking forward to play. I have never played Rust, but that's a game that I think can be really fun to play. So yeah, that's the games that and this yes, there was another game. I just forgot it. This looked like a little bit cyberpunk style game that was in that show. It's not the first person. You look down in a way on the game, but it's like cyberpunk. It looks really beautiful. I don't remember the name of that game. Just something I just remembered now when I saw this on the screen here.
Yeah, I do. I think I know which one you're talking about if I see it here.
Yeah.
But I think that's coming to Game Pass and into the cloud. The Ascent, isn't it?
I think it might be that one.
I think it's the Ascent you're talking about. There's a cyberpunk isometric sort of game that looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks really fun. And there was something that I just saw on the net. This is actually something for my country and Sweden and around there, but Telia Sweden has unveiled new partnership with Microsoft looking for blockbuster Xbox cloud gaming in the region through mobile network. And this probably going to get partnered around the world with other companies. What do you guys think about this? Is this something that's just going to explode to other mobile companies in around, or who? Andy, Barry, or who wants to start?
I don't mind. I can start with that one if you want. Yeah, I think it's certainly something that is, we've already seen it in the UK here with EE, that, they've teamed up with, with them in the sense of they're kind of pushing the Samsung devices, which obviously, Samsung devices themselves are some of the only mobile devices that are listed on Microsoft's hardware store. Outside of kind of their own branded equipment. And then they've kind of pushed the whole included in the package, Game Pass, Razer Kishi, all that sort of stuff kind of bundled into one offering. So the fact that they're kind of going out and kind of brokering those other, those deals of a similar structure and stature in different countries, obviously throughout Europe, this one, obviously Scandinavia, I think that, you're looking at very targeted partnerships, and I think it's something that is going to start coming thick and fast. You'll see them come out in the States. You'll obviously will have them, spread across Europe. I think it's just something that you're actually going to see more and more of, especially, clearly people, the mobile networks are buying into it because they're seeing that people want to be able to game whilst they're out and about. Mobile gaming is huge, and when you kind of tie it into being able to play, that if we talk about that console experience on your mobile device, that's really what they're buying into. So I think it's something that's definitely going to be become more and more common.
Okay. Andy?
Yeah, I agree. I just think it just makes sense to partner with all these different companies anyway. I suspect there'll be an onslaught of it. I don't think it'll just be one or two countries. I think they'll just go full on. I can't imagine them doing it one country at a time in the same way that others did it. I think it'll. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I can imagine in the next few weeks to month that we're going to see a lot more of these type of things go on, because it just, if they're serious about then pushing it to browser and upping the res to 1080 or 4K, they'll need companies on board with them to help out. So it just makes sense. It's a good plan. Duncan?
That would be me then.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to become more and more commonplace, and we've seen it, and we've got that EE one kicking around here in the UK. I think we're just going to see just plenty more of them. We've got the Samsung offer as well. If you're by a Samsung phone, you get access to Game Pass. Yeah, I think it's just it's just happening, and I'm pretty sure we've got deals in Korea, and I believe we're going to see some in India as well, because they've actually teamed up in India. So I think it's all looking positive, all that going forward. It's going to be, again, Microsoft are going all out here, and I don't think anything is off the table at all. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to team up with somebody just to give it away. Just there you go. You get a new contract with basically every phone going, and there you go. You can jump on that. It's just going to be a heavy push. The real question is any of the other clients providers going to do a big push? Because if you get people onto your phone plan, it is going to be a big thing. And I think Kelly is going to bring up a point here, what she was discussing with me yesterday. Yes.
Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kelly.
Well, I think O2 is going to go on board at the minute because they are actually having like accessories now. They're going to be, well, they're selling it, but on their monthly payment plan, which is that PC thing. And they also have the Switch on it. They have all different types of accessories that you can now buy to go along with your mobile phone, which I think is absolutely great.
So you think it's going to be you can bundle it with the phone, the Kishi?
You don't have to bundle it with the phone. You can just go on and buy it monthly via.
Yeah, that's
O2.
a smart. That's
so
really, really smart.
They're going to bring that in as well.
That's a
And
quite
you can buy
smart
a
thing.
Switch.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good idea. Yeah. That is really, really smart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is something that we will see more and more of. It is, I mean, come on, it's Xbox. They're just gonna go out and do it. It's no big. They're just gonna go for it. So, just what can we talk about now? Can we talk about this new thing? The $500 Xbox Pro from what was it? Not Bose and Vikings, but oh my god, it's done stuff for me again.
Bang & Olufsen.
Bang & Olufsen, yes. What do you guys think about this thing? This is expensive stuff. Right after they dropped the first headset, and this come off this really high end for $500. It's the same price of an Xbox. Is there anyone who wants to buy this headset? Xbox 10 or so Xbox. Sorry?
I don't want to buy that headset, but I would like to buy the Apple headset. It's £550. But the only reason I want to buy it is because O2 is actually now doing them on their monthly. So I'm going, well, I would spend £550 on an Apple one, so why wouldn't people spend £500 on an Xbox one?
Yeah, that's yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's expensive. This is but there is people that is really into Bang & Olufsen products that only get those products. But Duncan, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, basically, I think we're going to see lots of this going forward. Part of this announcement, when they talked about the headsets coming, or this headset coming, is they're partnering with a number of different things. So this is just the start of this all kicking off. They're trying to get everything tied into Xbox branding, and this £500 headset, I'm tempted of it because it's got noise cancellation on it. Because if it's got noise cancellation, you know what that means. I don't.
Squeaky voices?
I can't hear you then.
Or squeaky voices?
Yes. So yeah, it's that sort of thing. I have no problem with it. As Kelly was saying, people have no problem dropping money for expensive headsets, and if it's worth the money, people will buy it. And I think there will be a lot of takers in this going forward. So it's actually I won't be buying them, but people will. I don't think it's actually anything that bad. It's they're just trying to make more money. They're just trying to get it all out there and just expanding the brand out.
Yeah, Barry.
Yep. I mean, I think it's one of those headsets. You're gonna have two groups of people that are going to own this headset. First group of people that are going to own this headset are absolute kind of tech heads who have to have absolutely latest and greatest everything. And then the second category for me that are kind of going to fall into this are potentially going to, people will see it maybe as more of an audio investment in general, because the the quality that you're going to get with this, it's going to lend itself potentially. I haven't seen the complete range of specs on it, but given the nature of it being a B&O product, it is going to lend itself to the audiophile category, where they're looking for, they want to drill down and look at the size of the drivers in it. They want to look at the frequency response in the sound, where they're actually going to kind of be analyzing exactly what sort of performance they're going to get, and then kind of apply that to what their music experience is going to be like, if they're just listening to music, but then also what their listening experience is going to be like from a gaming perspective. And of course, as we touched on last week when we were talking about the Xbox wireless headset, you're going to have the Dolby app where you can pay that £15, and obviously you can then have Atmos to then kind of work with your existing headset. So that's obviously going to be something that will kind of feed into that as well. But that's, I think like everybody else has probably said so far, do I have an objection to a £500 pair of headphones? No, because it's a premium brand that's going to bring you premium quality. Is it going to be something that I'm going to go out and buy in day one or at any point in the near future? Probably not. But there is a market for it for sure, and I think it will fall into those two groups of people, if I'm honest.
Andy?
Yeah, I'm a bit with Barry on this one. Really, let's face it, the Xbox headset is for gamers first who want to be able to communicate in-game and want, decent audio quality. The B&O ones are audio first with the Xbox features thrown in. And if you're spending £500 on a pair of headphones, audio should be first. So it sort of makes sense that they would go down this road for the fact that it is, like Barry says, you're covering quite a few different categories here. You're covering gamers and you're covering audio enthusiasts, so who can tell the difference between a sound that I would never hear, kind of. But I suppose if you're paying £500 for a headset, you'd want to hear that sound. But yeah, I just think it's opening it up to people to be able to then buy this quality headset and still be able to use it with your Xbox.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think about people, maybe some single guy who living in an apartment, has a lot of money to spend and can't have a big stereo and want to have good sound. He go out and buy these headphones to just sit down and listen to music and movies and play some video games sometimes. So I think there is a market for these kind of things.
Yeah.
So that's. Is there anyone interesting in the chat? Have you seen anything? And Barry, nothing. Questions?
I've not seen anything question-wise.
Okay, that's fine.
Zero Games for me says Danish quality. That's what they are.
That's good. Yeah, it's Danish. That's really good with quality, with stuff like that. Just want to drop it in here. What do we want to see of Xcloud add to the service? Just anything.
I think there's another question there.
Yeah.
Or another topic.
Okay. Yeah.
Xbox and Xbox games have been added to Xcloud this week, which I think is absolutely amazing. If you go, there was 2 blog posts. They were basically one after the other. The first one was just saying we've got these games coming. They've got Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise coming, and there's a couple of others. But in the second blog post by Craig Duncan, who is in charge of Rare, good second name. You have to admit it's a good second name he's got there. He was mentioning something what we've been talking in this podcast for a while about, where if they're going to bring some of these games, will they get enhancements? And he has basically confirmed there is going to be enhancements coming to these original Xbox games and the 360 games in faster loading time, and more importantly, increasing the frame rate as well. So we might not actually see these upgrades straight away, but down the line, it looks like we are going to see these original Xbox games and 360 games get this boost to make them a bit more playable in the cloud. So I think that's great. I can't remember the whole list of games, but there's a couple of crackers, and including a Bethesda title as well. The Morrowind's included in that.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
Fallout New Vegas is in there as well.
Yeah, so I think it's actually great that these games are coming and opening up into a new audience. Microsoft are on a bit of a kick about this at this moment in time, trying to push out all these older sort of games and update them, which is great to see. And contrasting themselves to other players in the industry like PlayStation, where they are trying to keep all these old games going, giving them the updates, giving them a new fresh bit of paint, and it just makes it a lot more playable. Andy, did you get any? Did you see this here? Any of them games? Perfect Dark.
Oh, what a game! That was one that stood out to me. So yeah, no, it's you can't complain at it, can you? When one company is shutting down their store for older consoles, and let's just say PlayStation, or shutting down PS3, which, I mean, it makes sense. Why would you keep a store open when the game console that's been gone for 7 years at least? But this is a way to introduce it. And I think, to be fair to PlayStation, I think they do have quite a few of the games on PS now, don't they? That used to be on PlayStation 3, but I'm not 100% sure. So I don't want to say that they don't, but I'm covering myself basically. But yeah, it makes sense to bring games that people loved and that they want to play to a service that can allow them to play it anywhere. And what more better thing to do is to introduce it into the cloud, where, if the quality of the game isn't as good as what you would have remembered, because I don't know about you, but if you've ever played GoldenEye since recently, it's awful. And I loved that game, but I can imagine on mobile it'd look quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't it just? I think GoldenEye's a great show, but I know what you mean, because I have had a retro evening recently with a 64, and I literally we were playing GoldenEye, and I was like, I don't remember it looking this bad, but at the time, it actually wasn't that bad, was it? It was
it was beautiful when it first came out.
mind-blowing.
It was one of the best games ever made, and then I bought a redone version of the 64 because my old one broke, and it was just like, what is this? This, I don't remember it being this bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Barry, what did you think about this?
I think everybody that's spoken before me has kind of covered it in that front. It's the right thing to do, isn't it? To kind of tip the hat to those existing franchises. Something I was saying earlier with Duncan, actually, as we've had, we're a generation that's kind of probably come through and played those games, but now we've got generations kind of below us, either in our own children or generally just in the in the kind of the wider gaming sphere, where you'd kind of actually want to be able to turn around and go, do you know what, you need to go and play this game. I played this back in or back in the day, whatever phrase you want to use, back in the day, I played this. It was brilliant. Go and play it. Go and check it out. You have to experience it. And kind of by taking these steps and bringing them to the cloud, that's exactly what they're doing. They're unlocking it for a new audience as well as an old audience to revisit it.
See, what I want to see with, and that's what Craig Duncan said, is I hope they're going to bring some of these updates, what they've been doing for the Xbox Series, or Xbox One X, never mind the Xbox Series X, which we know we're going to get in the cloud in the coming months, is have you seen Assassin's Creed with the upscaling they have done to it?
Nope.
Is that the Assassin's Creed you were playing today, or the one on the Xbox?
The one on the Xbox, yeah. Shh, don't give my secrets away.
It's on PlayStation today.
Yes.
And it looked better.
Yes. No, this was the original Assassin's Creed, the one back in the 360 era, and they have 4K'd it. This is before even the free. It just makes a world of difference. It's like that isn't a game back. It's nearly like a remaster. If they added the frame rate boost to it, it could become a completely and utterly different game and be like a full remaster. If you've got Assassin's Creed, the original, download it. It's and just have a look, and you're going, that isn't a 360 game. That's a flipping modern game, because the magic they've done with it. And when they start rolling that out to the Xcloud for this backwards compatibility stuff, never mind the Xbox One games they're going to be doing with this, it is just going to be mind blowing for a lot of people. I was going to go that. I absolutely love what they're doing with the Xcloud stuff, or with the FPS boosts up in the reds. It's just amazing.
And the FPS boost is probably a good thing when it comes to Xcloud and streaming. When we're on this topic, there's a lot of Xbox 360 games. I just want to ask if someone has some good memories of some games they would like to have on the Xcloud from Xbox 360 era. Is there someone who remembers something they want to have on it?
I'm just trying to think. There's so many games.
There is. Maybe that for next week.
I'll go for one. I'll go for an interesting one. It's a game which could be played in the go, lots of save points and things like that. I'm going to go for Lost Odyssey. And that is an RPG. I've got. Does people know what Lost Odyssey is, or am I? Okay.
That's not. I was thinking about something else, I think.
Okay, Lost Odyssey is a JRPG which is made by Miss Walker, who made Final Fantasies. It is an amazing game. It is well worth playing if you haven't played it. I'm not sure if it is in Game Pass or not, but you can pick it up for pretty cheap. It's usually, when it goes on sale, you can get it for a couple of pounds. You're talking about $5-6 you can pick it up for. It is an amazing JRPG, and you can just jump into that. I'm just thinking what other games. I can go back to some Ubisoft games, some Splinter Cells.
Oh yeah.
So there will be some 360 games, and there are, say, one for Kelly.
Halo Reach.
Yeah, there you go. You've got your Halos.
Yeah, Halo Reach is one that I love to play. Can't beat Halo.
Cool. So, Andy, do you have some memory of 360 games?
The problem is, I only came in to it with the latest gen, so I can't say anything. But so was Perfect Dark? Was that also a 360 game as well as?
Yes,
because that was on.
I think there was an original. 64. Yeah, I think there was one, and the opening wasn't that almost in the start. Perfect Dark on 360. I think I remember. I got that on release, the Xbox 360, I think, but I don't remember. Do anyone in chat remember this? If you know, you can just tell us. But I think, okay. Barry, do you have something you remember from that era?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Go.
There's two that stick out for me, and they are. I don't know if there's more than two that stick out, but they're probably very, very obvious ones. The first one for me is Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
I said, yeah, Duncan's approval there. But I think if I think back to kind of the Modern Warfare and how the story was, and then you kind of got to Modern Warfare 2 and like the multiplayer, everything, it was just epic. So and I kind of think back to the late nights and all that sort of stuff. Being much younger at that point, which was brilliant. Then the other one that actually shocks me when I seen it, it's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah,
That's
a big game.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. But to be fair, what's my reason I hate Grand Theft Auto, Duncan?
Because you spend a lot of money in Grand Theft Auto. You spend a hell of a lot of money in GTA 5 of all the cosmetics. It's buying a lot of cosmetics for people. Not me, to be fair.
At least £500 my son spent on Grand Theft Auto.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
How much? Sorry.
At least £500.
Fair enough.
Maybe more. But GTA money, that's all I ever heard of, and I was like, I hate this game.
To be fair, I think I've probably spent similar on Fortnite, so I can't really. I can't say. Yeah, let's shut up about that.
Hopefully, you took advantage of the Prime gaming offer where you could. It was like,
oh yeah,
from the Prime benefit with I think it was like $1 million shark dollars or whatever it was for GTA 5.
I have no idea what he did with it. It was like GTA money. It was like nearly every day.
Well, I have a lot of great memory from that. I just remember picking up the Xbox 360 and Gears of War. That was amazing. Gears of War. I was playing that like crazy. What else did I play? I played a lot of different games back then, but I don't remember. Halo 3, that was a big one for me. That was an amazing game. The Halo 3 with HD quality. So yeah, there was a bunch of great games. There was playing. What else was that? BioShock was that one? Yes, I think I played that one on Xbox 360. BioShock and Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Was it? Yeah. Oblivion. Yeah. That was also a big game. I really enjoy RPG games. So that was the first one they had a big RPG on a console, wasn't it? I think it has to be.
I think so, yeah.
I think it was the Oblivion. Yeah. That's why I bought it, I guess. It was a PC coming to console. So, anything else you guys want to talk about games here? About 360 games?
The only other thing that I can add to 360, and it's not content related, but one of my best memories from the 360 era was having my limited edition Star Wars console, which was completely skinned in R2D2. The controller was C3PO gold, and the startup sounds were all customized. So when you turned it on, it wasn't the original Xbox sound; it was R2D2, and it was awesome.
Oh, nice.
That does sound pretty good.
I thought you were going to say your fondest memory was wrapping your towel around your Xbox 360.
Okay.
I'm putting it in the fridge.
Did anybody actually do that? Because it worked.
Yes,
Put it in the fridge.
My nephew had an Xbox 360, and he was like, it had the red ring of death, and he rang me up. It's like, I don't know what to do. So I googled it, and that was the tip that they advised you to do, but it only worked so long, didn't it? But give Xbox credit there because they extended their warranty to like 4 or 5 years on that thing. So if you did have that issue, you could send it back, and he got a brand new one, considering the fact that he'd bought it second hand on eBay.
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's a really good deal. I also remember something that was the first thing. It was not a good headset, but it was actually cool. The half headset, the Xbox 360. There's a thin thing that you put on your head, and you couldn't feel you had it on your head. That was a horrible experience, but it was cool in a way. So
we're going to be talking about this again. Xbox 360. Wait, Barry, you're not included in this. You have to be quiet because we said when this came out, so you have to be quiet. When did BioShock come out? What year?
BioShock, the first one.
No Googling, Andy. I looked off the screen. It's gonna make it go. Oh my goodness! I feel really, really old now.
2001.
I was thinking it was the same from place 2001. Yeah.
No, it's not that old, but 2007.
I googled it.
But 2007, that's ridiculous. You wouldn't think that. The time has just completely flew by for me. That's like 14 years ago.
It is quite crazy.
And all your grey hairs are coming through from them 14 years.
Yes. Yes, Ginger.
Copper.
Ginger. But yeah, 2007. It's just absolutely madness how quickly all the time has just flown. It's depressing, but it's mad, and it's just like there's all these games which Xbox are going in to try and preserve, and I hope they go in there and try and do as many of these games as possible and give them all the full works as they deserve, just to keep them up to modern sort of standards in as many ways as possible.
Yeah, and think about it. If they do also some of the big titles, like remastered version of it, that would be so amazing. There's so many games to pick from 360 area. I totally agree with you, Duncan. There's so many games they can put and polish and put on the Xcloud or Xbox X. So there's so many games. I think there's a game that are remastering also. I don't know if that this is a BioWare game or is it a deal with Microsoft, and that is SWTOR. I think they're doing something there, but that's just not confirmed right now, but there's something going on there also. So that's amazing to get a new SWTOR or a remastered version of SWTOR. Is there anyone that knows something more about that? Nope. Then I know more than you. No, just kidding. Okay, so I'm just gonna just talk about a little bit about the April game gold lineup. What is this? Something they just have to consider going for, or just okay? Yep.
Sorry, I just say that it had to be brought up. Condemned, brilliant game. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is that's a good game. That is a really good game. So the Xbox Gold lineup games is this something they just have to go, or do they just pull it out and go everything into Xbox Game Pass, or are they forced to still having this Xbox Gold lineup? Duncan, do you have something to comment on this? Because of these games coming is not all that great.
Some people will say these games are good. Some people will not. My feeling is I think they probably need to stop it because it's becoming a bit of a joke now. Where Xbox doing this is good. This is how they kicked off their Xbox Live sort of thing. They were doing this, trying to compete and all that sort of carry on. We used to get some real good banger games there, but overall, the quality of these games is not comparable to the other platforms. This month on PlayStation, we are getting, it's went out from my head, Zombie Army 4. What else?
This zombie, not this game with you drive with the motorbike. I don't remember that game. Oh, jeez, what was it again? The exclusive PlayStation.
Yes, Days Gone.
Days Gone. Yes, there you go.
Games of that caliber, and Xbox. This is no disrespect to these games here, are giving us Vikings, Wolves of Midgard, and Truck Racing Championship. I think this is a thing where they are going to have to either improve the quality or just scrap it. I think it's not. It's actually. I think it's beginning to damage the brand somewhat. Yeah. With these titles.
I think so too. Andy, do you have something?
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't really understand why they bother doing it. For the fact that they've got Game Pass, they're bringing out all these games on Game Pass. Why not just put these in as a little extra treat? I know they're part of Game Pass as well, but it's like, just give the people who are on Gold like a few months of Game Pass, 6 months of Game Pass for free or something, to switch them over, and then just get rid of Gold, because I don't see the point in them both being there. When I got the Xbox, I didn't think, you know what, I'm going to sign up to Xbox games with Gold, because that seems like a better idea than signing up to Game Pass. I went straight to Game Pass. I don't get why you would do it. Just put the games in with Game Pass and have it all tied into one nice little thing. Look, we've give you these older games here that you can play, as well as all these bangers that Game Pass has.
Yeah. Andy? No, Barry.
I think what I'm about to say probably follows a similar line to kind of Duncan and Andy. I don't necessarily want to see them take it away, but what I think they should do with it is, I think they've got a real opportunity here, and especially on the back of the conversation we've just been having, rather than games with Gold, I think they should kind of come at it from a different angle and call it like the Xbox Classics. Yeah. And then kind of, similar to what the guys were saying, kind of build it into Game Pass so that it's, obviously that's where it's at, because that's where you want people sub to. But then rather than kind of saying, here's games with Gold once a month, you have a little dedicated area where you say, well, actually, our Xbox Classic games for this month are X, Y, and Z. Because what you then get is, rather than the perception of someone saying, oh, great, they've given us really crap games, or what is this? We're not sure these are what you should be giving to us. By kind of putting it into Xbox Classic, what you're actually saying is there's something there that is classic about our brand, classic about our heritage, and we want you to kind of revisit them. And in doing that, we're kind of working to make sure that it's now included in the subscription. So you're still kind of highlighting that little bit of the what the giveaway is, but you're making it much more positive in the sense of saying, well, actually, it's our classics. This is where we started. This is where we came from. We're building it in. Go back and experience them. And I think you get a different outlook from people on that, from that angle, rather than just having a flat out games with Gold.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, do you want to comment on this?
Yeah, well, for me, I forget the Xbox Gold. I just go straight to Game Pass. The only reason I remember about Gold is because Duncan will go to me, have you claimed your games? That's the reason I actually remember about the Gold. But for me, it just doesn't make sense when you have so many games on Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to the whole panel here. I just want to ask when Barry said this Xbox Classic, if they can take it over to Xbox Classic, what price do you see this will come? Because I think Xbox, if they do that, they were going to split Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Classic game. If it's that, will that be the same price for Xbox Classic and or Xbox Game Pass? Will that be together or split in the middle, and you have to pay for 2 subscription full price? Is there anyone to see this Xbox gonna go and do this?
Well, I think it should be all included in the Xbox Unlimited.
Yeah, I hope they do that, but
yeah,
we never know what they're gonna do. But is there anyone who believe they're gonna try to get more money out of us?
I just bring something which the Xbox Spring Sale has just kicked off.
Okay,
there we go.
There you go.
That's good. That's good.
Just drop that in there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good news. No, I hope everything. I hope everything is gonna be together, and we're not seeing any price going up. But that's something that we can hope. So yeah, is there anything else anyone wants to talk about or have anything to say?
Only that I didn't know you had to claim your games on gold, so that's exactly what I'm doing now.
Now you're supposed to go and go now and do that. Yeah,
I just assumed they were part of Game Pass. I didn't realize they were separate on top. Wow, what?
It is confusing. It is.
That's a Stadia moment, that isn't it?
Yeah. So I have nothing more to say. Or is there anyone who wants to say something more before we leave this place?
No.
Just thank you for the t-shirt.
And Kelly's ginger.
Okay,
Duncan's
guys,
mean.
in the chat, thank you for being in the here, and we'll see you next Thursday at same time at 8 p.m. So, guys, bye.